always do the mic check because I never know whether it's working or not. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Inside of This Is Mine. Today, I'm going to tell you a situation. I feel like I always start every episode with me telling you a situation, something that happened to me recently. But the thing is, every time something happens to me and triggers an emotion, that's when I start reflecting on it and I start working on it. So that's when all my ideas and like the good message that I think I can give to other people comes up. So here I am again. I'm going to tell you a situation. Hi. Here's the thing. I don't even know how to say it. Right, look, I'm going to be fully transparent, to be honest, because that's what it's what I promised myself ever since I started this channel and I started this podcast. I wanted to be transparent and I wanted to be honest because there's nothing to hide, okay? It's life experiences and whatever. The thing is, and yes, you guessed it, it's again about men because I have daddy issues. That's the base of it. That's to summarize the whole episode of my whole podcast and my whole life. I have daddy issues. And every time something that has to do with men, right, triggers my traumas. But anyways, the thing is, I met last week a man, right? He works at my driving school. And he's a professor, where he's not really a professor, he's like a supervisor. But I call him a professor, okay? He's like a teacher. So from now on, we're going to call him the professor or the teacher. However you want to call it. I call him like that. So I met him, right? And he only gave me 2 lessons, but he has such a strong personality. He has the kind of personality that I like, that I look for in men. So as soon as I saw him, as soon as he started giving us the class, I was like, whoa, I was really taken back and like, whew, by his attitude, because to be honest, that's what I find very attractive, very captivating about men, their personality. Okay, the looks, it's questionable, but when you have a good personality, yes. So obviously, I fell in love. Okay, I'm not gonna use that word; those are big words. I was very attracted to his personality, and after this intense course that I was doing, because I needed to focus on my studies, I asked our real teacher, real professor, because like I said again, the first one was there professionally. Like he was not meant to be there, but he was there. So I asked our real teacher, the one that was giving us the course, if I could have his number. I asked for his number. I got the courage and I asked for the number and I got it. And I started talking to him. So, last week we hung up for the first time and the second time. And just to summarize it, a lot of things happened within 2 to 3 days, okay? That got me in a roller coaster of emotions. But look, that's my fault, okay? If there's anyone to blame, it's me, because I have a very impulsive personality. Now I know that sometimes I don't think things through, and I just jump into things because, again, look, I'm very young. I'm the kind of person that I truly believe that you're here to experience life. Life is an experiment. Right, it's an experience, and you're just here to experience things. So instead of saying no, thinking about it too much, I said yes, and I hang up with him a couple times, and I said yes to pretty much everything. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. The thing is, this all happened between last Sunday, and Wednesday. So again, within 3 days, too many things happened. I was going away on Friday, and he was going away on Friday too. What happened? After we hang up the last day, I want to think that my intuition doesn't fail me. And when I feel in a certain way, it's because I might be right. Although I do like to question it at times, and I like to think that sometimes my mind plays games on me, and sometimes it's my own insecurities telling me things and my own evilish voices telling me things that are not really true. Even if I feel in a certain way, sometimes I try not to 100% listen to that because it might be false, So the thing is, we went away, and because I really like this guy, well, it's not a guy, it's a man. It's a man. It's not a guy, it's not a 20-year-old, it's a man. Yeah, I fell for that trap. Hi. This is how I do things. This is how I roll, okay? I have kind of a all or nothing personality. If I really like you, I'm gonna put my all in you. However, again, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I put my heart out there fully, because that's how I like to live life, and that's how I like to experience life. I'd really like this guy. We're not gonna call him a guy, because he's not a guy, he's a man. It's just weird to say a man. Don't know why. I really like this man, okay? So I wasn't going to try to play games or like try to act cool, like, oh, you know what, I'm not going to text him back and this and that. I was like, I want to know about you. I want to know how you are. I want to know how your weekend is going, because he was going away again. I want to know about you and about your life, and I just want to keep getting to know him, because I am very interested into him. But when I went away and he went away, I felt like things were off. I don't know how to say it. It just, something felt off. And I need to give you more details. I think I need to give you more details so you understand why we're here. In those 2 days that I met up with him, I was so nervous. Like, I was like a jelly, okay? I was a jelly. I was so nervous because I really wanted to, in a way, I kind of wanted to impress him, I think. Now that I think about it, I was really trying to measure my movements and the way that I would talk and the things that I would say, because I wanted to impress him, The first day was amazing. The second day, it didn't feel natural. I think it just felt like you would, when you try to put two jigsaw puzzle pieces together and they just don't go together, even though you think they go together because they kind of look alike, they don't. Right? They don't fit. It kind of felt like that. It felt like I was pushing something it wasn't meant to fit in there. Throwing myself into an empty pool blindly, because that's how I like to do things. And then going away and noticing that we wouldn't, like, he pretty much didn't text me. And then when he texted me like 2 things. But the funny thing is that in the first 2 days, Sunday and Monday, we would nonstop text each other. And that's also a red flag on me, because I don't text people. I'm not a texter. But I was so like mesmerized by this man that I was texting him 24/7. Like, here's the thing, just to give you an introduction. I was acting in a way that it wasn't me. I was completely going over my own boundaries and everything because I wanted him, as awful and bad as that sounds. But I'm being honest, because I did the inner work yesterday. I did some introspection, and I was trying to find answers and regain my power back, because I was acting, I lost myself. Okay, to summarize things again. Also, I forgot to say, one of the reasons why it felt off, when he went away and I went away, it was because when we first started talking, we would not stop messaging each other. It was non-stop, message after message, message after message. But when he went away, no message at all, 1 or 2, and I felt like I was bothering him. I felt like it was annoying. Me saying, hey, how's it been? Or like, hey, how are you? It felt like I was annoying him. And that's when it's such a small little thing. And you feel like you're bothering somebody with your presence, with your being. It's not there. That's why I started overthinking. I could tell my nervous system was trying to tell me something wasn't right. I try not to listen to it. I try to say, maybe he's busy. It makes sense. He can text back. But then I messaged him on Monday this week. Let me know when you have the time so we can meet up and do something together. Because last week we did say that we were going to do a road trip together this week. I'm very good at communicating when I have the interest in someone. When I care about someone and I want to know about that someone and I want that someone to be part of my life, I communicate. Letting him know, hey, I have the option to choose between Wednesday and Thursday to be my day off. So we can do something together. If the plan that we discussed last week is still, on the table. He said that he was going to be too busy this week with work and this and that. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm sure he is busy with. Anyways, he has a lot going on for him. So I'm not saying that he's not busy, but he made the effort last week to spend time with me. I don't want to jump into assumptions, but I think it's pretty obvious. When you act in a certain way and then suddenly you stop acting that way, it just shows that you have lost interest. I'm not going to text him back because I already try. I'm dedicated. I'm very dedicated when I like somebody and when I want that somebody to be part of my life. So I already tried that. And if you're not going to appreciate it, I'm not wasting it. I'm not giving it to anybody as it was nothing. So you have to earn it back now. Initially, it's like trust. Initially, I trust people right away because you have not done anything to show me that I cannot trust you. Same thing applies to anything else. I will be dedicated to you. I will show the interest. I will communicate very well with you in every little aspect because I'm showing you that I want you to be part of my life. But the moment that you start giving me signals and not appreciating the things that I'm doing, I'll just take a step back. Because I'm not wasting my energy and my time, and I'm not wasting the person that I am. I'm not giving my all to somebody that doesn't appreciate it. I'm not giving the person that I am to somebody that doesn't I appreciate it. I know I'm amazing. I know I have a very strong personality and I'm intense. I know that I feel intensely and I care intensely and I love intensely. I'm passionate. I am like that. That's my personality. I'm not going to give it to someone that doesn't appreciate it, but I'm not giving my all until I see that you want my all, that you appreciate that I'm giving you my all, that you show me that you would like my all. In order for me to give it, he has to deserve it. But anyways, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you the story? And why am I filming this episode today? Well, pretty much because I have lost my mind over a man, and I lost my personality and I lost myself trying to win over a man. And I'm using this word because that's how it felt. Here's the thing. Like I said previously, I know that I have daddy issues and everything comes down to my relationship with my dad. Well, my relationship with my dad. The non-existent relationship that I have with my dad, but the relationship that I had with my dad when I was a child. You know, that little girl, 5-year-old little me, she felt like she had to impress her dad. She had to win his love. She had to perform. Because that's something that I concluded. I was performing, okay? I was acting in a way. I was pretending to be this perfect little girl. Well, not perfect girl, but like the right girl. Because I wanted him to want me. I wanted this man to like me. Unconsciously, because I wasn't conscious about this. That's the thing. In the moment, I knew something felt off. But I didn't have the time and I couldn't recognize it right away, but I knew something wasn't right. I was performing and I was trying to do everything right. I wanted him to choose me. I wanted him to like me because that's how love feels to me. And the reason why I was acting this way is because I idolized this man. I put this man in a pedestal because again, he's a bit older to say the least. Like, to me, he has a very strong personality. That's all I'm going to say. Because of that, because I see him as, like, this amazing personality, I put him in a pedestal. And because I put him in a pedestal, I lower myself. I start minimizing myself. I start acting like I need to kind of, like, please you. I need to be this girl that it's up your level. So, therefore, I need to act in a certain way. I need to say things in a certain way. I need to think in a certain way. Everything has to fit somewhat perfectly in order for me to be at your level. Did that make sense? Does that make sense? And again, this comes down to my relationship with my dad, because it always felt like I had to be his little perfect girl. If I would fail, I was not worthy of his love. I wouldn't deserve his love because I failed, or I would do things wrong, or this and that. But every time that I would succeed, that I would achieve something, whether that was a race or whatever it was, that's when I would feel that my dad would love me, and that's what love feels to me. I was performing because I wanted to be chosen by him. That's all I wanted, internally and unconsciously. I wanted to be chosen by him. All I wanted was him to want me. It felt like a game. Well, more than a game, it felt like a challenge. I have to make him want me. I have to make him like me. I have to make him be obsessed with me, even if that means losing myself in the way. I could feel it. I could feel that I was acting in that way, but I couldn't see it clearly in the moment. And I stopped being myself because I wanted to be something that he would like, to be accepted, to be loved, liked by him, because I put him in a pedestal. You see how all the dots are connected in here? I put him in a pedestal because I saw him as like this amazing God. And I was like some sort of like little ant. I minimized myself. And because I did that, I was willing to do whatever it would take me to be this person that was at his level and that was chosen by him. Because if I was chosen by him, it would make me feel worthy. It would make me feel like I was the one. It would make me feel like it would make me feel special. And I completely forgot once again. My worth does not come from external things. My worth does not come from external validation. My worth is not defined by somebody else's. My worth comes from me. Comes from within. Okay, I decide how worthy I am. And I know I am a worthy person because I have values. I have things to offer. I know what I bring to the table. But I forgot that. I forgot that for a split second. I'm back to normal, Tizzy. We're back, okay? We're back. But in those 2 to 3 days, I completely forgot. I lost myself. As bad as it sounds and as much as actually it doesn't bother me, to be honest, because even if I lose, I also win. And this is something I told my friend the other day. Even if I lose, I also win, okay? I lost myself in the way, but I learned a lesson. Well, not even a lesson. I learned that I still have things to work on. Therefore, I'm winning. I'm winning because I'm learning about myself. I keep learning about myself, and I keep learning about my inner things and my inner traumas and all that. So in a way, all this situation, the whole thing that happened last week, it helped me in my favor. It's helping me in my favor right now. Therefore, I'm winning. And to make you understand how much I completely lost myself and how much I was willing to do anything for this man, I'm gonna tell you another story. And that is, I have a friend that a while ago, we had something, we dated for a while, but we're back to being friends. Like that, just we end up realizing that I like him as a friend. I see him as a friend. I love him as a friend. I don't love him in a romantic way. I told him this man that because it kind of got brought up in the conversation and this and that, and he said to me, "Well, that's one of my boundaries. If you still are friends with someone that you dated and then you had something with, then I'm not open to the idea of date you." Again, because I was devoted to be liked and to be chosen by this man that I questioned my friendship with this guy, right? Let's call him Jimmy. Jimmy has been my friend for like the past 3 years, and he's been one of my best friends for the past 3 years. And I even questioned myself, right? I thought about it twice. Like, I say it out loud, right? I'm aware of it now. And I was aware at the moment, but the fact that the thought even crossed my mind that in a different time, in a different situation, this just wouldn't happen. The thought of me cutting off this person from my life, saying, "Right, look, Jimmy, because I'm gonna start dating this man, and you and me cannot be friends anymore." Me, right? Choosing a man over my friend. You know how insane that is? I know you can slap me right in the face because I know that's just not right. That's against my own values, and I was willing to go against my own values because of this man. So look how insane and how messed up the whole thing is. I didn't have to put myself into that situation. It helped me, it helped me to realize I need to work. And there's a lot of things I have to keep working on. And again, this all happened within 2 to 3 days. I was willing to stop a friendship because of a man that I met 2 days ago. Well, not even 2 days ago, that I met like the day before. And I was already thinking, well, I want to date him. And if we're dating, well, I need to cut my friendship. I need to stop my friendship with Jimmy, a man that I met a day ago. I was already thinking about all these things. You see how messed up this is? This is wrong. This is a major red flag. And I know it's a major red flag from me. But again, it helped me to realize that there's things I have to work on. And you see how everything is connected, how I was willing to lose myself and to stop my friendships, all because I wanted to be chosen by this man. All because I wanted to be the chosen one. I wanted to be the one that he would say, "Yes, you. I wanted to be picked. I wanted to be the picked and the favorite flower, When you go to a garden, you're like, "Oh, that's the one. I wanted to be that flower. That's what I wanted to be." I was willing to leave everything behind because of him in a span of time of 2 days, because I put him in a pedestal, because I saw him as something, as a better than me. Therefore, it felt like being me wasn't right. Therefore, I have to be something that he liked. That's what I learned as a child from my relationship with my father. You see how messed up it is? But intuition never lies. And after, like I said, he went away and I went away, I could feel something was off. I could feel something wasn't right. I could feel that I wasn't being me. I was doing all the things that I normally don't do because of him, because I wanted him. The idea of getting to know somebody was left behind. I didn't want to get to know this man anymore. I wanted him to want me. It didn't feel safe to be me. Because being me means being rejected. Being me meant not be the chosen one. It felt like it was wrong to be me. It felt like it was wrong to like the things that I liked, to do the things that I do, to have the dreams that I had. It made me feel again like my dreams are some sort of stupid dreams and that I shouldn't be going this way and I shouldn't be taking this path. You see how sad that is? How sad it sounds to say my own dreams that spark something inside of me, that spark something in my heart, the dreams that make me wake up every morning and say, I'm ready to do this, with the illusion of doing them and achieving them. I question my own dreams that make my own reality and make my own life. Because again, I'm building my own life, because again, this is my life. Nobody else's, it's mine. And reflecting yesterday and looking inwards, I wasn't born to be in a cake. I wasn't born to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. I was born to be free. I was born to be a free spirit and a free animal. And I want, actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the word animal because I feel like an animal. I'm a free animal, free tizzy. Because when I pretend to be somebody else that I'm not, it feels like I'm in a cage. It feels like I'm trapped. If it doesn't feel safe to be you, it feels like you're trapped in somebody else's body, somebody else's mind. That's just not you, doesn't belong there. I wasn't born to be trapped. I wasn't born to be in a cage. I was born to be free. I was born to be myself. That's when I came back to my senses and I remembered who the fuck I am. I am Tizzy, okay? I have this personality. My heart was born to be free. I have a very passionate heart. I have a very passionate personality. I wasn't born to be a little robot and like a little sheep that goes behind somebody and like chasing somebody. I wasn't born to be a lap dog. I was born to be free. I came to this life to be free. And that's the only thing that should matter to me. I was not born to please somebody. And while I was been with this man, I didn't feel free. I didn't feel free in there. The other way around, I felt like I was losing. I was losing myself. I was trapping myself. And all my triggers, all the alarms inside of me, they just all going off because of that. Because my alarms, right, my triggers, me feeling uncomfortable on the last day that I was with him, it was because I could feel that I wasn't performing properly, that I wasn't going to win this competition, that I wasn't going to win this performance. But the issue is that it's not about winning. It's not about being the picked one, being the chosen one. It's not about that. It's not about being the number one. So everyone can look at you and clap at you and say, you did a great job, you're an amazing person. No, it's not about that. It's about being yourself. It's about being seen and being yourself and showing your true colors, being comfortable, being yourself, and then let the right ones come into your life. Let the right ones pick you and choose you after you have let yourself be seen. It's very easy for me to get distracted and want to be somebody else, to be liked by men, because I know this happens especially with men, not like with people in general. If I have an interest in you, that means I want you to want me. If you don't want me, it means I'm not worthy. If you don't want me, it means I am nothing. If you don't want me, it means I'm useless. If you don't want me, it means I'm a failure. And it's not like that. That's not true. Just because people don't want you does not define who you are and does not define your worth. Let me say that again, and let me say it a bit louder for the people in the back and for my own self in the back. People not wanting you does not define who you are and your worth, because your worth comes from within yourself. Do you hear that clearly? It is in the back. I hope you did. At the end of the day, what matters is that I have myself. As I said previously, because I have daddy issues and I didn't have the best relationship with my father growing up. I had to hide myself. I had to hide my true self as a child because I wanted my father to like me and to want me and to love me. That's obviously as a child. That's what you want your parents to do. You want them to love you. You want to feel loved. We all like to be loved. We all like to feel loved. Because the thing is, when you're not feeling comfortable, when you're feeling anxious, when you're in a situation where you feel like something just feels off and you don't know what it is and you feel kind of overstimulated and like overwhelmed, all that's your body, that's your nervous system trying to tell you that something's not right. But the thing is, emotions can't speak, right? You and me, we're speaking the same language. That's why you understand me and I can understand you. But emotions, the way emotions talk to us is by the way they manifest. But that's the way of communicating with us. But it's like a language that we don't understand. It's like if I speak in English and then you start speaking to me in Japanese, then I'm going to look at you like, you could be telling me nice things right now and I could think that you are insulting me because I have no clue what you're saying. Same thing. That's how emotions are. It's like a language that we can kind of interpret, but we can't really understand it unless we have the power, we have the knowledge, and we have done the inner work previously. Unless you have done the work for so long that you do know how to understand and how to interpret those emotions, what they mean. And after talking to my friends and sitting down with myself, doing some introspection, I needed that. I needed to sit down and say, what's going on? Because here's another thing. I have always had this like philosophy. There's two versions of myself that live inside of me, and there's like two different personalities. I have like the boss babe, which is the big tizzy, the big boss babe tizzy, and then I have like the little one, the one that I like the least, and that's like the insecure, the vulnerable, the shy, introvert Tizzy, that girl. You have the boss babe and then you have the shy one, okay? And I needed my boss personality, right? Like my strong personality, that my strong self to look at me and say, what's going on? To tell me, look the way you're acting. Look how you're behaving. Look at yourself. Look at us, right? Look at us. Look how we're acting. This is not us. This is not you, and this is not us, and this is not me. We have a couple things we have to pay attention to right here, because even I'm gonna give another very small example. That's something that happened. We were getting ready to go somewhere, and I said, well, why don't you play some music? He didn't do it. So I said, well, I'm gonna play my music. I played 2 songs, okay, not more than that. 2 songs that I've been listening to recently, and it felt so wrong to play those songs in that moment. Normally when I play those songs in my room or anywhere, I feel free, I'm dancing. But in that moment, I play those songs, and those were the worst 6 minutes of probably his life or my life. Well, no, I don't know about him, but about my life. Because I felt like it was wrong to play those songs. It was not right at all. It was annoying. It was bothering him. I was bothering him. I was giving him the worst impression, the worst that you can think of. I was like, this was a bad idea. But that's the thing. I was trying to be myself in there. My true little self was trying to manifest and to show up in that situation and say, hey, this is the real me. But because I was trapped and I was meant to perform in this way, playing those 2 songs, I don't know how to explain how that felt, but it just felt wrong. And that's how I know. It was such a small little thing that I wasn't comfortable playing my own music, because it wasn't the music that he likes to listen to. Because I was playing the music that I like and not the one that he likes. I felt like I was not going to win this performance and I was not going to be the picked flower. It was wrong to be myself, and it was wrong to like those songs, and it was wrong to dance to those songs. You see how messed up this is? But I needed my true self to tell me, you see, Tizzy, even in that moment, it's not there. It's not there. You could feel it. I can feel it here. It's not there. Anywhere, any situation where it feels like being yourself is wrong, where it feels like not being able to show who you truly are, where it feels like being you, it's like a crime. When being seen feels wrong, you have to know that it's not there. It's not there. It's definitely not there. If you don't feel safe with somebody, or if you don't feel safe somewhere, it's not there. Let me say it again. It's not there. And there's also a message for myself, a reminder for myself that it's just not there. Anywhere, in any place, in any person where it doesn't feel safe to be me, and where I don't feel free, because I wasn't feeling free in that moment. So anywhere where it doesn't feel free, anywhere where I'm not a free version of myself, it's not there. But I think one of my good traits, the good things about myself, that sooner or later I know how to identify these things. I know how to say, something is not right here. I know how to say, probably I wasn't doing something right in that moment. I know how to recognize these things. Maybe not right away, but at some point I do, because I do work a lot on myself, and I'm still, how to say it? A working piece of art. That's not how you say it, right? No, that's not how the saying goes. I forgot. Anyways, the thing is, I'm still working, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. I know that. I'm completely aware of that. But situations like this help me grow. They help me learn about myself. They help me improve myself, work on the things that I have to keep working on. So again, even if I lose, I still win, because I think, being fully honest, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. It's not going to go any further. And I'm okay with that, because I have gained myself back. And that's all that should matter, that I have myself. I feel empty at times, because I'm trying so hard to feel fulfilled from external things. But then I remember that as long as I have myself, that's all that matters. Because I know I'm able to get where I want to get. I know that I'm able to do the things that I like to do. I know that I'm able to listen to the music that I like to listen to. As long as I can do all those things, I should be okay. You can do all those things as long as you can listen to the music that you like to listen to. As long as you can play the games that you like to play. As long as you can do the sports that you like to do. As long as you like to go to the places that you like to go to. Then everything else can be figured out over time. But it matters that you have yourself, that you are taking care of yourself, that you're enjoying yourself, and you are enjoying your life. Anything else will come over time. I'm really happy that I'm back to my senses, and then that I sat down with myself and said, Tizzy, luckily you didn't let this, keep going on for longer, and I stopped acting like a crazy maniac. over a man. I'm happy that I'm back to my senses and I'm not idealizing him anymore. We're at the same level now. Just because we're different does not mean I'm any less or you're any better. Just because we're different and we might not share a million things in common, or we might not agree on lots of things, does not mean you're any better than me or I'm any less than you. Or the other way around, you're any less or I'm any better. We're just simply different people. You see, I'm back to my senses. I'm back to being Tizzy, boss Tizzy. Because again, that's the person that I aspire to be. Listen, we'll have insecurities. We'll second guess ourselves, and that's okay. But I know that I aspire to have a personality where I second guess myself less and less over time, and I second guess, and my insecurities show up less and less. Probably I will always have them, or not. Hopefully not, but I don't know. Right now I know that I'm working on my personality in a way that I want to be that boss Tizzy more often instead of the shy introvert insecure Tizzy. Because there's also that. You see me here with this amazing mentality and personality, but I also, I'm also a human being, and I have it's just back to seeing the whole situation as we're getting to know each other to see where this goes. Or we're getting to know each other just to share our time together. And if we're not compatible, then it's okay, then you let it go. I'm like back to that mentality, and I needed that. I feel free again. Feel free in a way that you're not attached to anything, okay? When you have this kind of mentality and you realize that as long as you're okay with yourself and that you have yourself, you won't be attached to anything, because the only attachment that you're gonna have is with yourself. Therefore, you're not trying to grab things here and there to attach them to you, but things that are out of your control. And that's kind of what it felt to me before. It felt like I wasn't trying to control him, but I was trying to control the situation. I was trying to control all the little things because I was so strongly trying to grab onto this because I wanted him to stay. But the thing is, that's just not right, and it's not going to get you anywhere. You have to let it go and let it come back to you because it wants to. I want him to stay in my life. I want him to be with me because he wants to, because he chooses to do that. Not because I'm trying to control all the little things in order to control him to stay. But I'm here because I did the talk. I sat down with myself. That's the most important thing. You are your own hero. I said it previously in a previous episode. You're your own hero. Like it or not, sometimes you have to do the hard shit. And you have to sit down with yourself and sit down with your emotions and try to understand them and try to interpret them and try to translate them and then try to learn from them. Because there's another thing that I remembered is that I know that it's there. It's there where I can feel every heartbeat. Any place or any person that I'm with where I feel my heart beating, it's there. That's the place. It's a feeling, it's an intuition, however you want to call it. When you feel like your heart is alive and when you feel alive, that it's it. As long as my heart is beating, I remind myself, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right path. Nothing else matters to me. You see, this wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have put myself in that situation. If that day, instead of asking for the number, I would have said, actually, no, you know what? No, let's not do that. I wouldn't be here because I would be avoiding a situation. And I always preach that you have to put yourself into situations. That's how you learn about life and that's how you learn about yourself. If you avoid any situation, whatever it is, how do I say this? If you live in a bubble, you think you have this sense of security, but it's a fake sense of security because you're actually putting yourself in a bubble, caging yourself, trapping yourself, therefore nothing can touch you. But if nothing can touch you, if nothing can touch you because you're protecting yourself that way, do you really have power? Do you really have any power? Are you really safe? No, you're not. You're not safe. You're not truly safe within yourself. You're not truly safe in your own skin because what you're actually doing, it's avoiding everything around you, anything external. You feel safe and you feel powerful when you have the control over yourself and the things that you can control. Having this approach also helped me to have a clear mind and a clear approach to things. The moment last week it felt gloomy. It felt foggy. I didn't have the answers, but I wasn't sure why. But now I see everything more clearly. So whether it's him, the person to be with me or not, whether I meet somebody else tomorrow, I don't know. But as long as I have myself and I keep working towards my dreams and I stay in my path and I stay in my lane, I'm in the right place. I hope you took some notes from this episode. And if you ever find yourself in the same situation where you can see that you're losing yourself in the way, whether that's because you're meeting a man like me or you're meeting a guy or whatever it is, whatever the situation is, the moment that you feel something just feels off, or the moment that you feel like I'm just not acting like myself, because I know that we all have that little voice in the back of our heads telling us you're not acting like yourself. You're not. Yeah. I hope that if you ever feel that way or if you ever hear that voice, that you listen to it and then you recognize it right away. Or if it's not right away, at least sooner than later. So you can get back on track and you can get back to reclaim your power. I like using this word. I like saying reclaim your power. That's how I feel right now. I reclaim my power. I gain my power back because again, every time you're trying to impress people and every time you're trying to control things that are your control and anything that's external, you are powerless because you put in all your power, you put in everything, all your energy into external things. But without realizing that power comes from within, power comes from you. Okay, as long as you have your power within yourself, you are powerful. But if you put it somewhere else, then you're being powerless. But well, that's all I have to say. I gotta go. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. See you next time.